Okay, quiz 7, question 8. Antonella has a mortgage of $820,000 through the Scotiabank for a vacation property. The mortgage is repaid by end of month payment with an interest rate of 5.6% compounded monthly for a 5-year term, amortized over 22 years. At the end of the 5-year term, Antonella will renew the mortgage for another 5-year term at a new lower interest rate of 3.1% compounded monthly. All right, now let's start. Round all answers to 2 decimal places if necessary. What are the end of month payments before the renewal of the mortgage? So we are going to compute the end of month payments, the PMT. Okay, so that is what we will compute. Let's get to the details of the part we need to enter into the calculator. So their end of month payment, so means PY is 12, and the interest rate is 5.6% compounded monthly. So it means that PY is also 12, right? Now the amortization, that is the number we use, the amortized over 22 years. That is what we use. Okay, so please do not get distracted by this 5 years. That is how the term works at the bank. Bank will not give you a rate for 22 years, but it's usually renewed. So that is why there will be a renewal. Okay, Antonella will renew the mortgage after 5 years, right? So for another 5-year term. So this will be 22 times this number right here. If you do it manually, you could do that in your calculator and come out with a number, right? I think the number will be 264, but we will check that with the calculator. Right, and now what else do we need? We need the interest rate, and that is 5.6%. Let's insert it in there, 5.6. Present value is the mortgage, which is $820,000. So 820,000. The future value will be 0 because we are intending to pay off the mortgage. Okay, so let us start. To begin the calculator, we go second IY. PY is 12. We enter that. And so is the same number for PY. That is also 12. So PY is 12, PY is 12. We come out of there. Now we have the number of years. Like I said, we are using the amortized over 22 years. So that is the number that we will use, 22 years. And second N. And 264 is indeed correct. So we will delete whatever we had in front of the 264 and get rid of the red lettering. Now the interest rate is 5.6, so let's insert that, 5.6, and that is IY. Present value is 820,000, so 820,000, and that is the present value. They're computing the payment, and 0 is the future value. So we compute the payment, and we get the number looking like, we could put the negative if we wish, $5,409.07, rounded to 2 decimal places. All right, now we have instructions here, or a bit of instruction for this particular part to enter the rounded value into the calculator. Why? Because if you were being told how much you would pay, you would be told it's $5,409.07. cents. So let's do just that. 5409.07, and we will make it negative, and we will put it in for the payment. So we're all set now. All right, now that is for the first part. Now, this part, the next part is saying, what is the balance when the mortgage is renewed? So how many years have passed? Well, it's not 22 years yet, but 5 years. Remember the compounding rate, interest rate was 5.6 compounded monthly for a 5-year term. So we have to take 5 and multiply it by 12 to get the P1 value. So this P1 value here is 5 years times 12, this number right here for PY, and that is equal to, that would be equal to 60. So that is the number we'll also put in for P2. That number should indeed be 60. All right, so we will delete it to get rid of the red message there. And we will go to second PV. Now we're in the amortization schedule, or schedule, as you wish to pronounce it. So P1 is 60, and we enter it. And then we go down, and P2 must also be 60. And we enter that also. Now we are looking for the balance. The balance is 710,000. So that is the amount owing after 5 years. $710,723.18. All right, so that is what is owing after that first 5-year term. Now for the next bit of calculation, I think you've seen this before. This balance here, rather than being a future value, we will take it as the balance. In fact, that is what is owing. And we copy that and we paste that into the present value for the next set of calculations. So what we can do, as that is being displayed up there, if we wish, we could just enter it into the present value, but we won't do that. We will do that when we get to that stage so that there's no problem with the rounding. All right, now the new end of month payment. So we are again computing the payment. And if we go back up, it says it's another 5-year term at a new lower rate of 3.1% compounded monthly. Okay, so let's assume the payments are monthly, right? End of month payments. We don't have to assume it is end of month payments, all right? And the compounding is monthly, so that will be 12. But the rate is now going to be 3.1. Previously, it was 5.6. All right, there we are up there. Okay, so now it is 3.1, and we will insert that number in there, 3.1. All right, now what happens with N? Well, we were amortizing in the first part of the question. The first 5-year term was 22 years. But something has happened. 5 years have passed. Okay, so what are we left with? Well, we are left with 17 years to pay off the rest of the mortgage. Okay, so if you wish, you could put in the years in there so you know it is 17 years. That's where it's coming from. Now, I will delete that because the computer definitely will not accept 17. I mean, sorry, the years won't accept the word years. So there we go. We multiply by this number right here, this PY number. And we will get that number. You just use the calculator. Okay, so let's enter those values and see what we get. All right, so PY is still 12, which it is there, and CY is still 12. So we are at the same place. Now we have 17 years. So we go 17, we go second, N. So this number here should be 204. And with that, we can delete the rest of the information in there. And we got rid of the red lettered message. Now, IY has changed to 3.1. So let's go 3.1, and that is IY. The, the present value is right here, this number here, 710,723.18. It's 710,723.18, and that is the present value. Now we would like to pay off the mortgage, so the future value should indeed be 0. And that should be 0 in there already. Let's see, recall the future value, and it is 0. So now we can compute the payment. And the payment is, you can use the negative sign if you wish in here, $4,486.61. All right, and now hopefully all is well, and let's submit, and we are correct. And that is it. So that is how it works. That is the first part, and then we have the second part here. Okay,